Okay, we're live.
Better?
Hello, everyone.
Better.
Welcome to this recording of the GOvitational Final Draft Pod. This is round 3 of a Murph Smashes tournament. I'm just going to shuffle the seats and do a ready check, and we're going to dive straight into it. So this is going to be the draft owner's view, where we get to see picks as they are going around the table. So we're going to hop between people and see what we're watching them pick. With me on voice, we have the other Discord guide, Magicstar. Say hello.
Hey everyone, good night.
Excellent, thank you. And
Looking
we've
forward
also got
to seeing some awesome picks.
yeah, I hope so. This is the cream of the crop, so let's hope we see some good stuff. We've got some other people in the room as well who will be firing some comments in the chat for us to pick up on. So they're going to be watching what happens in real time. So that's nice. We've got some fans to make some questions about the picks. We're just waiting on one of the players to ready up. I will just nip to the other pod room and ask at Lecky. Ready? We've got one spinner, so we won't start until we're sure. Okay, cool. Cool, I will fire. Right, we've had the ready check from all. And here we go. So, everyone is ready. Get drafting. 90 seconds, ignore connections. Yep, I managed to set everything up right. There we go. So,
nice. Let's see what we're going to get.
pack one, pick one. Once we have some picks coming in, we'll skip to that player and we'll have a look. Unfortunately, as the build currently is, you can just click on a player and cycle through their draft picks. You can't see the deck being built in the sideboard as you go. So we'll have to try and extrapolate from the picks what direction we think people are heading. But that should be all right. And I've shared some notes with Magicstar, so we've got some things to say about the previous players' couple of rounds. Some interesting factoids about them and the like.
We
so
indeed have,
we'll pick up on them as we go.
in that sense.
And we've got our first pick of the draft.
Yeah.
So let's move to Scott, who has gone with the mythic MDFC, which is not a shabby pick.
Not a hard pick. Not a lot of other good red in this pack, though. So curious to see where he's going to end up on the wheel here.
Yep. Yes, Hellion
Voiding Regrowth of Nov.
Yeah, absolutely.
We know Media is really into that card, so passing to Media there is going to be interesting for him.
It will indeed. Okay, so Rogue Bagels made their pick as well, so I'll hop over to them. They've gone with the build around uncommon for Wizards. And it looks like red is currently the order of the day. 2 more picks have come in.
Yeah, it is.
Guess what? Red, the kicker charger, who returns to your hand if you don't kick. And Media's gone with a mythic red as well. Red is the order of the day on pick 1. Xiaolang
That's a lot of
gone with
red mythics as well, by the way.
Interest. That was, yeah. So, all right. Let's have a look at a couple of picks. Xiaolang went with Vine Gecko, the kicker, for pick 1 over Relic Robber, which is interesting. I found Relic Robber not to be a bad red rare. Hasty 3-drop that makes those artifacts that ping you. What do you think about that pick?
It is nice, but it goes straight into into Boros aggro, right? I mean,
it's true.
I'm not sure if I would have gone for Relic here myself, but
interesting. Let's have a quick look at other people's pick 1s before we see some pick 2s come in.
Right.
Mathcore took Merfolk Falconer, which is the air elemental that scries with kick. And let's see what Leke took, because I think we skipped over them. They got the MDFC, Umara Wizard, which is the one
very
that
solid start in blue.
For sure. So yeah, but it looks like red was popular pick 1. So we'll go with the first comment there. As you noted, Media and Scott both got red mythics off the bat. In the first couple of rounds, the deck seemed surprisingly light on mythic cards. I think we saw Media run a red-white deck with Leyline Tyrant at the top end. But otherwise, mythics have been thin on the ground. So maybe they were saving it just for pot 3.
I don't really want to discuss that Leyline Tyrant. That cost me my games.
Oh, yes. It feels sore to our commentator. That's always tough.
Yeah. It did. I think you need to switch on to the next picks, by the way, Card.
Sure. Yeah, we've had some picks come in, so let's see if anyone's... I think, no, Murph hasn't.
No, I think you need to move the picks on to the next one. There we go.
So
pick 1, pick 2.
Yeah, so Spark Mage for Scott, so he's gone red after red. Pick 2 for Leke was a Tazim Raptor after an MDFC, so that's not a bad 1-2. Pick 2 for Rogue Bagel was Crawling Barrens, which is that land that you can make into a creature. which he took over red cards. Interesting, because obviously red pick one, but Barons is good when it gets going, and he's got plenty of time for picks. Meanthril did take the Relic Robber that went after pick one after a Royal Eruption, so looking red.
I was going to say, what are you not picking over Barons? But it seems that Relic Royal Eruption is a very good pick over Barons, so yeah.
Indeed. Xiaolang's taken a Kabira takedown after an attended healer. That's not bad. Media's taken a Bubble Snare, and then taken a second Bubble Snare, so a lot of blue removal for Media, which is fine with the Mythic pick as well. You could end up red-blue there.
It's worse places to end up with.
Indeed. So let's hop about. Few pick threes coming in there. Acquisitions Expert for Murph after a Spark Mage and the Charger. What did Mathcore get for pick 3? So we saw Merfolk Falconer pick 1, pick 2 and Into the Royal, stay in blue.
Void Eruption.
And then the MDFC Treachery. A lot of red and blue being picked up at the table at the moment. And Meanthril's just taken another red as well. A Feed the Swarm pick 3, followed by a Thundering Rebuke, so a lot of red-black removal going Meanthril's way. Solidly in red, Meanthril so far. Interesting stuff.
Indeed. That's a pretty decent place to start from for Meanthril with that into the Royal Eruption and then the Thundering Rebuke. I mean,
absolutely.
Removal-wise, it's going to be good. Red's a nice color to be in this draft. So
it sure is. So we did see one.
Interesting to pan out. I haven't seen anyone in green yet, did we?
Yeah, we saw Xiaolang's pick 1 was the Vine Gecko, but otherwise green has been very underdrafted at the table to pick 4. So we'll see how that goes. So we're on pick 5 now, so let's quickly cycle through the players. So far we've seen Murph draft Charger, Spark Mage, Acquisitions, Tactician. So more red picks than others, but staying relatively open besides. Going back through Media, Subtle Strike, Snare,
Bubble Snare,
and then Mythic Red. Scott went Mythic Red Land, Spark Mage, onto Inversion pick 3, MDFC, and then another MDFC pick 4, picking up all those double lands, and has just picked a Hellion.
That MDFC onto Inversion is very interesting, right? That's not a really high pick in my list, to be honest, in his spot.
Yeah, it's
at that point.
Very expensive, and obviously does as much damage to you as your opponent. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see those Royal Eruptions, because we had a deck, I think Leke ran a deck with 4 Royal Eruptions in round 1. Yeah, there we go. Ran a red-green landfall deck that went 2-1 with 4 Royal Eruptions in. So, if you're going to get them good. So, let's see. We're on to pick 6. Let's hop to Mathcore and have a look through all the picks there. So, Mathcore's gone Falconer, into Royal, into MDFC, Feed the Swarm, Geyser Mage. So, mostly red, bit of blue. Certainly got some red-blue synergy going on there, but a lot of other players.
Mostly blue by the looks of it, and then that odd.
For sure. Let's see what Media's up to. So, after the red mythic first pick, went Bubble Snare, Feed,
the red mythic,
strike,
2 Bubble Snares,
and a GP.
Double Strike.
So, yeah, Media's leaning into the red, for sure.
Yeah, indeed.
Here we go, we're on to pick 7. So let's have a quick look at Rogue Bagel. Started with the Rock Slide Sorcerer, then the Barons, then a Predation, MDFC. Diviner, staying very open here. 4 different colour picks in the first 4. Vanquish, fine removal. And then a Healer, pick 6, over something like Mind Drain in one of the colours they're already in, but they weren't looking to mill. Expedition Healer is alright. So I think, yeah, Bagel seems to be staying open to all colours as things currently stand.
I was going to say that it's a pretty long staying open, which I think is good, but it's a very advanced table of drafters. So if you read the table right, you should get rewarded. But
yeah, for sure. Yeah, only
curious to see who pulls that off.
Let's go back to Xiaolang, who is our only green picker at pick 1. Have they picked any more green? Attended Healer, into Takedown, then a Pack Beast, all-purpose vehicle, and then a Roiling Regrowth. So they did get a second green, and then Shepherd pick 6. Their pick 7 just in is a Canyon Jerboa. So they're looking white-green landfall-y right now. That's kind of the vague.
And are they hoping to wield the white-green mythic, the white-green gold in common? That would be interesting if it wheels.
True. When did that pick go? That pick went pick 6, didn't it? Pick 8. Pick 6. Yeah, pick 6. Sorry, They're on pick 8 now. Yeah. So maybe maybe if no one else is in green, that one might come back round. So that wouldn't be too shabby for them. Let's hop all the way back to Murph. It's a shame we can't see the decks developing. We have to cycle through the picks like this. It makes things a little tricky, but we'll keep at it. So Murph, just about to move on to pick 9. There we go. So Murph went Rare Charger, Spark Mage, Acquisitions, Tactician, Fireblade Charger, the Red Warrior. Picked up a bit of green removal there. Then went with the Wastes. And then the red-green rare land. So they're kind of leaving a signal that they've seen green being pickable. So Murph seems kind of red-greeny here right now. We're only on pick 9. I know that the day is young, but that's my vibe from Murph. And Murph did run red-green in round 2, I see. So might
I was going to say, he did ran red-green in the second round as well.
That's
so
right.
Let's see if he can pick up another maul like he did in the second round.
I was going to say,
who knows?
When red-green splashing Maul of the Skyclaves, so we'll see how they get on here. Murph has added a Sentinel to their pack. Media's just
That's a safe one.
So let's have a quick look at Media. So went red, rare, Bubble Snare, Feed, a Subtle Strike, sorry, into Geopede, Expedition Champion, a Chilling Trap, then a Dreadworm, then Anti-Cognition, and now a Hellion. So Media, although has more red picks than any other colour, has a bunch of blue to go with it, but is picking up, best cards in packs, I think, at the moment. Things like Dreadworm there.
Yeah, no, he's clearly in red, and I think he's not decided on anything else yet.
That's right, just hedging bets. Let's go back to Xiaolang then, who's made a pick. So, started with the Vine Gecko, added Attended Healer and Takedown, Pack Beast All-Rounder, Regrowth, Shepherd, so white, green, picked an Outrider and an Expedition Healer, looking solidly white now, yeah? Getting that vibe? White?
Yep, that's definitely white.
Blimey, they raced through the rest of the pack. Did the white-green rare wheel? The answer is no, not for Xiaolang.
It did not.
So who picked it up along the way? Let's see who cut the rare. Let's go to Xiaolang. Sorry, this is me fumbling around. Was it around pick 5 or 6?
Pick 6.
So it would be pick 13 for him. So that's pick what? 12-ish for Mathcore. No. Did Murph pick it up? Doesn't look like it. Let's keep looking for
perhaps. Probably not. No, it doesn't even make it to Media, so we have to
look. Taken long before.
Yeah, indeed.
Not taken by Meanthril. Ah, there we go. Taken by Rogue Bagel, pick 8. So let's have a look and see if that fits anywhere in Rogue's deck. And then we'll look at some pack 2 pick ones, because that's what people hanker for, right? The Decadence. Took an Expedition Healer, a Cell Sword. Meh. Just going best card in the pack, I guess, over Ascetic. Yeah? Right, let's hop to Murph, and let's look at pack 2
and picking it out right. We're playing in pods, so there is some value in actually just picking out what your opponent was going to try. So
for sure. So Murph has taken pack 2 pick 1, the Null Priest. That's not a shabby kicker. Allows a creature card to return from your graveyard.
That's definitely
strong card.
Decent.
Yeah, for sure. Media picks Blackboom Rogue. I think it's one of the best MDFCs. Menace, black creature, fits nicely in the Rogue synergy. Took it over Ruin Crab.
So Media. Yeah. No, I would have done the same thing here, I think.
Blackboom Rogue is a solid card.
It is, and his blue was not that bad, not that well in his first pack. I mean, Rogue is such a house, to be honest. So I would have made the same pick here, but that solidifies him in black-red. Someone picked up a mace I saw flick by.
Yeah, was that?
I am a little bit at a disadvantage here somewhere. Hey, look, there's another mole.
Meanthril took Maul of the Skyclaves. I'm thinking it was maybe Media who took the Ravager's mace. Let's have a look. It's a shame. There it is, yeah, Media. So Meanthril took the Ravager's mace. Oh. Jinx has quite rightly pointed out that while we were talking at the start of green being underdrafted at the table, black was way more underdrafted. So, black, I think maybe the smart drafters have picked up that vibe from pack 1, and that black may be more open than people think. Let's have a quick look at those pick ones before we race away with the rest of this. Scott took Kazul's Fury, the Fling Land, over Linvala, the rare. I got nothing against that. That's, again, a nice MDFC which can get you over the hill in the late game. So, No, that's
I've
perfect.
opened a lot of the gold in comments, the gold signposts so far.
Indeed.
Also the Scammer Skeleton here.
Absolutely, yeah. Leke took a Null Priest. Amazing. So that was 2 Null Priests in the pod for pack
2
2.
Null Priest.
How about
Nice.
that? Rogue took another Umara Wizard. Did they not take Umara Wizard pack 1? Oh, no, sorry. It's another player, I think, who took Umara Wizard. Yeah, disregard. So took Umara Wizard, pack 2, pick 1. How does that fit with their picks that cycle through? Sorcerer Barons, a Diviner. They lent into white. Picked up some blue towards the end of the pack, but very greenish. Yeah, the Umara Wizard, I guess if they'd have lent into landfall, they might have taken the Felidar over Umara Wizard, but they're in the round 3 pod and I'm not, so I won't second guess them.
Rogue might get rewarded if Linvala makes his way around to him.
That's true.
That's another 2 picks from here, so if he ends up blue-white, then could be nice.
Excellent. So Meanthro got them all this pod.
Yeah, I would slam them all if I open it.
So might be thinking white party time. And Sajiri Shelter, pack 2, pick 3. Ooh, hot damn.
Nice.
So a lot of, and they got the Linvala, of course, because they went white. So let's see how Manthral's pack 1 looked with white blue party. Started with a Royal Eruption, the Robber, Feed. They were very red. Picked up a Cleric and a Raptor and an Adept. So might have drifted away from red into white here. So it's a question of
that's going to be a full party Mardu pack, right?
Yeah, for sure. They're party time. So Zhao Lang's pack 2 so far has gone Taborax, the rare Cleric.
Ooh, nice.
Noting black being underdrafted. Then a Deadly Alliance. Then a Binding. And then a Thwart. Very nice. So Zhao Lang picked up some strong black cards.
White deck coming up.
Yeah. And let's have a look at Mathcore's pack 2. When Relic Golem, always nice in a blue deck. Another Relic Golem straight afterwards. Hot damn, they two might do some work.
Okay, well that settles you in an archetype then.
For sure, and Royal Mage goes nicely as well. So Royal Eruption. So let's have a quick look at their pack 1 and see if they can phase into red-blue. They started with red-blue cards. Picked up a Feed, a Geezer Mage.
Yeah, they were squarely in red-blue already.
Yeah, they're looking blue, aren't they? A couple of off picks there. Some black anti-cognition. Yeah, so they're looking shaping red-blue in Mathcore JC and has just picked up a Lull Nature's Domination to go with it. Always nice. I had serious trouble with the Domination.
Now let's hope he picks up a Rogue or two to.
That's right. And
let's see if he picks up a Rogue or two to actually get that mill type going.
For sure, because they did pick up an anti-cognition right at the end. So that's another thing that likes the graveyard being full. So yeah, I've had trouble with Lull Nature's Domination recently when I tried to disenchant it and then remembered it was a sorcery. They stole my creature and I thought, I'll just disenchant it. No. Alright, let's cycle through the pack 2 picks for people. So Murph has gone Null Priest, Treachery Double Face, Florahedron Double Face, Subtle Strike, Pack Beast, Vanquish. So again, picking up some black cards in this pack after black being underloved in the first pack for people.
Yeah, I think Murph made a right call to move into red-black there pretty early on in pack 1 already.
Yeah, that may come off.
We've seen some other people do the same thing, so it might get contested at the end as well.
Yeah, has just picked up a Scythe Cat, so thinking about landfall potentially as well. Let's have a look at Media's pack 2, just as we go into pick 8 here. Double Face Rogue, Spark Mage, Bubble Snare. That's the 3rd Bubble Snare of the game for Media, and now has got a Riptide to go with the Bubble Snares. So he'll be pushing on blue possibly, but then took a Geopede over another Riptide, which is interesting. I think Media keeping his options open there.
Yeah, but Riptide is nice, but more than one is cool if you're playing dedicated kicker, right? But I don't think it's gonna pay off to have 3 Riptides. I mean, they're big butts, but you need to win at some point something.
Sure. Got a
Seafloor Stalker, nice.
And a Cleric. So might be thinking red-blue Media, might be thinking that, but we'll see how the build shakes out. Let's have a look at Scott Martin's full round of pack 2 picks. We've got the Kazul's Fury, took the Relic Robber that passed from Media. Then the Pack Beast, Ambusher, Night Runner looking solidly red here. Kabira Takedown, a Relic Axe which works nicely with Warriors, and then took a Cleric. And a Blast. So looking red-white maybe?
I think so.
Cool. Let's have a quick look at their first pack and see if they're shaped well. They took the Smashing to start, Spark Mage, Inversion, yeah, red, white, Double Face Lands, Hellion, Wizard, Fizzy Wizzy, Lagak, yeah, so they are looking like they're quite happy with red, white, warrior party type stuff, don't they? That's kind of where we're
Think
looking at
so.
with Scott Martin. Cool. That's got a good vibe coming off there. We're on to Lecky. Good. Took the Null Priest. Feed the Swarm. Vanquish the Weak. So looking
Vanquish.
first few black picks. A Shadowcat, a Blood Beckoning, Blightblade, Hellion, Snarecaster. So red-black with a bit of green. Might be keeping their options open. Looking like black's the solid colour for Lecky.
Interesting to see that quite a lot of people saw that black is open signal that both casters managed to miss in that sense. Thanks, Jinx, for that.
That's right.
And then two people moved in, so it's interesting how that's going to pan out in pack 3, I think, for everyone.
Right. See, if there's only 2 people fighting over black, they're not too unhappy, right? They get their share of the spoils, and of course the seats are quite wide apart, so they're not right next to one another. Rogue, pack 2, took the Umara Wizard, and Into the Royal, very nice. A Cunning Geezer Mage, nice as well. And then took the Ruin Crab that passed through 3 seats. Always nice when that happens. A Spring Mantle Cleric, interesting choice. But then Living Tempest is quite low on your blue list, isn't it?
Yeah, the Cleric, if you ever end up splashing it, I mean, the Cleric is nice for 2. It's worse if you have to run it for 3. But
sure.
I mean, 3 colors. It's a 6. What is it? A 6/7.
That's right.
It's pretty house. If you get it off.
In 3 colours, it's a 5/6, isn't it? Because it gets 3 pump, 5/6. So.
Oh, 5/6, yeah. Still pretty acceptable.
For sure. Right, we've got some pack 3 pick 1s coming in, so let's have a look at those. Let's look at some ticks. So Mathcore J, pack 3 pick 1, has gone with a Geezer Mage. So obviously is very happy with blue to be taking that at this point in the draft, but you should know what your colours are by pack 3, right? Zhao Lang takes a Sajiri Shelter. Over the Ancient Green Warden Mythic. Feeling strongly
Someone's
confident.
going to get happy with that one.
That's right, so that's going left. We'll see how far it gets. Meanthra wasn't looking green, so it might pass through that seat as well, you never know. They're on to pick 2s, but we'll still look at pick 1s. Yeah, that's pick 1. A Groma Fada Vanguard over Kargamore Leader, which suggests they're not Red White Warrior if they're not taking the Lord. They're feeling red, I assume, Meanthra. Rogue Bagel took Cragplate and Baloth, which I'm not super high on. It's a shame it doesn't have Trample. Very sad. It does not have Trample.
Yeah, it's a good card. If you don't have any blockers, it hits you for 6 in the dome, which is better than a Kick Roll Eruption for the same cost. But yeah, you need to be able to get there.
A lot of condition, yeah. Lekke's pick was Taborax. Now, who took the Taborax pack 2 pick 1? No, Null Priest Lekke. So Lekke's rares match up, but are not exactly the same. Okay, moving on, let's do those pack 3 pick 1 start. Skipping over a Jace for an Ardent Electromancer, which is a good red uncommon. A good red common, sorry. Nice to allow double spelling, always. Oh man, he's passing to Media. Will Media take a 4th Bubble Snare, do you think? I mean,
no,
I
Media will take Jace for sure.
Jace has to be, right? So let's prove ourselves right here. Jace. Pick.
Is he not in this pick? He picks a...
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, took the Jace. Pack 3 pick 2. And a Bug Catcher, very nice, always good. Interesting over domination, so I get the vibe that Media wants to be red-blue at this point, and wants to fill out his 2 slot, which we'll check when we get onto the deck building part, but my sense of taking Bug Catcher over domination is that Media wants to make sure he's got a critical mass of 2-drop bodies.
Yeah, and that he actually curves out a lot better, right? I mean, domination is always a 2-for-1 if you do it right, but it's so expensive if you don't get the discount.
It is late. Took the Jace and a duelist. So again, gets a body early on. Happy with that. Murph, meanwhile, let's get back to pack 3 pick 1. Where am I at? Sorry. I keep thinking that...
All the way around.
There we go. Took a Blood Chief's Thirst, so black removal. And Murph was one of the ones who saw Jinx's black sign, so that is a fine time to take it. Then a green removal as well. Thwart the Grave. Mwah, chef's kiss. Very nice. And a Deadly Alliance, so it's just picked up all black removal and recursion in
Removal
pack
trouble.
3. So that's good. Let's whiz through Murph's picks to get a vibe of where they're heading. So we think they're going to be black X, right? So started with some red. Took an
Yeah.
Acquisitions Expert, a Tactician, red, green, green. The red-green land, green. Sentinel, green, green. So very green pack 1. Then moves into black with a Florahedron, more black, black, green, green. So we think black-green maybe, right? That's the sense we're getting from these picks.
Black-green, but then did not get rewarded with the uncommon.
No,
Someone
Bagel,
else
no.
gobbled that up.
So it's not doing the counters game for black-green. It's just doing black-green,
No.
big bodies and removal from the look of things. So we'll see how that goes for Murph. Interesting. Right, let's skim through Media's picks and get a sense of where they're heading. We think it's red-blue, yeah?
Yep.
So went with the red mythic, bubble snare,
All the bubble snares.
strike, geopede, champion, trap, dreadworm, cog, hellion, drain, barrage, price, tempest, black rogue, spark mage, snare 3, riptide, geopede, stalker, ambusher, cleric. Lots of 2-drop creatures. Yeah, we're thinking red blue, right? And no reason to splash the black they've got. Red, Jace,
Catcher,
reward,
Gaze,
duelist,
red blue.
Rage, Stalker. Yeah, definite red blue deck coming together. Another geopede for Media, very nice. Let's skip all the way back to Scott's first picks and see where they're headed. They started with the red mythic land and spark mage. We think red white here, right? Pack 2. Let's see if we've
It
been.
was open very long at first.
Adept Colossus. We think red white warrior.
But this looks a red white deck so far.
Red, pack beast, red, very red. Then took the takedown, the relic axe, a protector, molten blast, binding, adept, unity, links, guide. Pack 3, electromancer, rebuke, charger. Then took the lord. Yeah, so we're thinking red white
and the lord.
Scott.
Yeah.
We should take
Scott's
notes.
missing some equipment for red white. I would have loved him to pick up a blade or a relic axe.
I think so far all he's picked up is a kite sail and a red 2+2+0 axe, right? So we think Murph is going to be black-green. We think that Mady is going to be red-blue. I'm just taking notes now so we can check afterwards. Scott Martin we think is going to be red-white. Scott, great. Let's move down the line. We want to see if we can prove our punditry correct. Although it's pack 3 and by now we'd be idiots not to see it. Media, Jinx is saying Media's playing Minotaur with bubbles. Lots of bubbles. Wizard. So
at least the deck name is covered then for now with the Minotaur bubbles.
That's right. Lecky was a bit all over the place pack 1. Some red and some green. With some blue, and maybe a bit of black, but red-green. Then took the Null Priest and lent into black, didn't they, pack 2? Red, black.
Heavily lent into black, I think. Red-black removal, right?
So they're junned from the look of their picks. Let's see how they went pack 3. Taborax, Predation, Gnarlid, Visionary. I think they're going to be black-green, but they might splash some red. I'm getting a black-green vibe from them as well. But
more black-green than anything. I didn't see anything in red word splashing. I mean, there were some nice rares coming by, but nothing that's balmy enough to just slam on the spot, I would say.
So, moving on to Rogue Bagel. We're on to pack 3, pick 11, so we're nearly at the end of the draft. Bagel started Rockslide Sorcerer, Barons, Predation, Diviner, black, red, then white, then took the green-white rare, blue-green, so very open pack 1. Picked up some greens in the tail, then went blue, 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 green, blue. So maybe blue-green, picked up an Electromancer though. So red, green and blue seem like the 3 colours they're fighting over. Took the kicker land, took the green rare, so I think they would be happy to be in blue-green, wouldn't they?
Took the green mythic as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, bubble snare, green. Yeah, they're going to be blue-green.
Yeah, blue-green kicker maybe. And again, did you see anything red worth splashing for them? And there, we're done. We're out. We can start looking at draft logs, so we can see someone's whole show. So, and we're going to be waiting for them to post decks.
Let's do that.
So where were we up to? We'd seen Murph.
We
Lecky, Rogue. So on to Meanthril, right? And now
Yeah.
now we're being told their colours. Murph, yeah, yeah. We got the first few colours all right. Rogue Bagel, yeah. Meanthril, now we get to see all of their picks in one fat pile. So, yes, Meanthril is looking red-white. Did
Yep.
pick up Linvala, but saw no blue, of course, because blue was being very heavily drafted at the table.
And he picked up them all, right? So this is going to be red-white aggro. It's very interesting to see, right, that someone else tried to do the same thing and both picked up some of the pieces, because those two Noma Vanguards are really nice.
Right.
That Maul is really nice.
And
the Mace is really nice, but
yeah, with much respect to the pod, of course, what we see is Leke and Murph and Scott Martin and Meanthril are equidistant at the table, and they're in the same
yeah,
pairs, which is, it shows you playing to your seat, right? Because if you were next to the person drafting red-white, you'd be cut hard. But because they're equidistant, they both had the opportunity to be red-white in Meanthril and Scott Martin's case, and black-green in Murph and Leke's case, without too much trouble.
yeah, it seems to be relatively decently divided as well, color-wise.
What's interesting is this corner of the table, Murph, Mathcor, and Xiaolang all being in black, according to the pick. Let's have a quick look at their decks. So, heavier green than black in Murph's case, but I can see there's plenty of black there. In Mathcor's case, again heavier blue than black, but I see black stuff going on there. In Xiaolang's case,
it's interesting. It's a full blue-black deck with 0 rogues, or almost 0 rogues. I couldn't see them all that real quick, but I don't see a lot of rogues there.
Just at the top end, the Skitter Sneaks and a Silencer, but yeah, they're not playing the black-blue rogue synergy, are they?
So, nope. It was also not opened at all. They did get it to Relic Golems, right? So they sort of picked up the payoffs, but they didn't really get the enablers.
I think we didn't actually see, for an uncommon, did we see the blue-black rogue? I'm not convinced we did. In any of those
No, I don't think we did either.
No, so interesting that for an uncommon, saw none of them. That's fascinating, yeah, because we saw 2 of the same black rare, but didn't see any of the black-blue rogue uncommon anywhere. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, people will start.
Obviously, the Rally Golems are gonna enable themselves right over time, so that helps. And
absolutely,
staring down an inevitable 6/6 is still a daunting prospect. So
for sure, yeah, that's not fun. So let's see what Xiaolang's looking at, because we've not talked a lot about them. After the Vine Gecko Pack 1 Pick 1, definitely turned their back on green, and instead has built a black-white deck, but not doing the cleric thing much. They've got 2 Celebrants and 2 Blight Priests, so they have the opportunity to do that kind of annoying gain life, drain you thing. But it's not the cleric build that we know, is it?
No, definitely not. They do have a Taborax, which is going to be nice if you get some gain life here and there.
Absolutely, yes.
Did they pick up a core? They did, right? They picked up a Celebrant.
They've got 2 core Celebrants, yeah.
Oh well, yeah. So this is a decent enough, and an angel.
Yep.
This is a decent enough cleric deck by the looks of it. That's going to go there.
And they've got a captain, which is nice, and of course with life gain, the attended healer, so they can go wide with cats.
Yeah, I don't think the captain has a place in this deck at the moment, to be honest.
It depends if they splash some other 2-drops. If they run the lynxes, I would agree, but if they run like Cell Sword and Pack Beast, captain can still come out as a 3/3 flying Vigi pretty handily. So we'll see if it makes the cut.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, for sure. And then Meanthril we saw was in the other red-white aggro deck, not with the Lord, but with plenty of bodies in the 2 and 3 slot. So I guess what's interesting here is very few, and I suppose this is the point of Limited, and one of the things that I struggle with, very few players have built what you consider to be the archetypal 2-colour decks. Besides Scott, who is building Red-White Warrior and has the War Leader, a lot of players are playing just, strong Limited decks without the uncommon payoffs for... So, we've got Xiaolang with white-black clerics, but not the cleric deck we know. Meanthril and red-white aggro, but not warrior aggro, just aggressive curve, and so on.
Yep, no, it's interesting. And my first inkling was we didn't open that much of the uncommons signpost, but we actually, by the looks of it, we did end up with a decent, right? We opened the Maze, we had the Linvala, we had 2 of the Root Grazers.
Yeah, which Rogue has picked up, but probably isn't running white-green, are they?
No, indeed. So, they were definitely there.
Yeah, very interesting. So it should be fun. I suppose what we need to do actually, and I'll hop to the GOvitational thing because they might be asking what the bracket is because I do have to generate that for them. The curse of being the draft host
you
and not
do.
thinking
Well,
about
no,
it.
isn't Murph doing that on the third-party website by now?
Oh,
So
that's right.
Murph will
Murph
probably
is.
do the bracket elsewhere. It is interesting though to make sure that they put their decks to us and to Murph, just so that we can, when we get them, do a quick look at, give a quick look at the deck.
Do some analysis, yeah. So while we are waiting for those builds to come in, let's talk about some of the decks that they've built before and see if any people have fallen back into lanes they've done before. So Xiaolang, who's gone white-black, is not the colour pair they've been in before. They went 3-0 in round 1 with a black-green. They had a double Grackmore rare, so that's nice in black-green, loves counters, and had 2 constrictors, so was giving all of their creatures menace, effectively. In round 2, they went 3-0.
Is seeded one player as well, right? With
So,
2 trios coming in, so
absolutely.
big expectations there.
Yeah, Xiaolang is definitely the player to beat. In round 2, they went 3-0 with a blue-green kicker deck. Didn't have any Roost of Drakes, but did have some Taunting Arbor Mages, which obviously help your Alpha Strike. So, very strong there for Xiaolang.
Yeah, definitely.
Player to beat, I agree. Definitely has the strongest record coming in. So there we go. Let's move on. Mathcore J, we think is ending up in blue-black. Not rogue, but blue-black. 2 Lull Mages Dominations. So nice to steal. Picked up a Relic Amulet, but probably isn't getting value from it, are they?
No,
Doesn't
by the
look
looks
like
of it,
it.
not.
For sure.
I do feel some people have been cutting into some of the other good picks for others just because they couldn't find anything. I'm not sure how purposefully they did, and I'm not sure where that relic element was in the when he picked it up, because it must have been pack 3 where we didn't see it yet, at least not live. But
Indeed.
I would totally pick this up knowing someone else is probably in Wizards, but still, this is it's going to be rotting in your sideboard here.
For sure, for sure.
Interesting detail though is that Matt J has now played all 5 colors over the 3 pots.
There you go.
With a blue-green kicker, including Mills and Crabs. Including Mills and Crabs, right? He has the Crabs here as well? No, he does not. The Crabs didn't end up with him.
The Crab went to Rogue Bagel, didn't it? Pack 3, pick 2? Yeah, there we go. So, because that passed through some lanes. So yeah, you're right, Mathcore, all 5 colours. Versatile drafter, that's what we like. Excellent. All right, let's have a look. So Murph is, of course, our host in this tournament. This was all Murph's idea. Blame Murph. And they're going with a black-green deck. Not the black-green counters deck, like I said, that we know. So there you go. What's a good factoid about Murph? Has played green in all 3
Murph has
rounds.
played green in every single pot so far.
Would Murph be a green lover? Who knows?
Apparently he does.
He feels that way. Let's have a quick look. I'm just going to click on Murph's username. Murph sees oneself as Orzhov, interestingly. So interesting that they've been high on green all draft tournament. So there we go. They did splash a bit of black in round 1 because they were blue-green but splashed Zareth the Trickster, which is always.
And fun. They splashed them all in the second round, so they sort of tried to stay with Orzhov.
So that's right. Let's ask that question of Murph's deck here then. If you're going to splash a 3rd colour as Murph with this pool, would you? And if so, what?
So what's their word splashing for, right? I mean, basically your splash is free, right? If you really want to. So, but the Fireblade Charger is nice, but it's not really that you have the equipment for it. So there's no point doing it. The Crackground Pathway basically is a free splash in that sense, together with the Songmat Treachery and the Spark Mage. But do you want to do that for Spark Mage only? I don't think so.
Especially not when you are super party based, right? You got some rogues and you got your pack beast. I suppose you could be. Gosh, I didn't see in the draft they picked up 4 brutes. that's a lot of 3/3 bodies. I doubt they'll run all of them. But yeah, I agree that I don't necessarily see something that I would be desperate to splash. And if you're relying on using Songmad Treachery,
the only thing I can imagine is no, there's nothing worth splashing here. So this is going to be straight red green.
Black green, sorry. Yeah. Or do you think? We were getting the vibe that Murph was going to be black-green during the draft.
Yeah, I think he was in red-green pretty early on and managed to shift along to get that black, right? But looking at what you have, it's primarily green, but I would pick from the black, just giving both the Null Priest, the double removal in Blood's Chief Church and Vanquish the Weak, and Deadly Alliance.
Yeah, and a couple of
So
double strikes and
I
a
would
Rabbit
not.
Bite. Oof. And
Yeah.
Ambush, they are heavy on black-green removal, aren't they?
Yep.
So, and they've got some recursion with Thwart, which is always nice. Yeah, this does not look shabby for sure. Okay, let's move on to media. Here's the pool. Jace being a pack 3 pick 2 pickup is always nice, right? No complaints there.
That Jace is a good reward for having found your lane when someone opens it up and shifts it along.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, so what can I say? Getting 3 bubble snares is lovely. 2 barrages as well. So, but barrage is the one that requires blocking, doesn't it? So as removal goes, it's very frustratingly conditional. But yeah, 3 bubble snares, no arguments. This looks like a.
But I think the game plan here, right, is just hold them off for a long while until you get Morauk down, have a big board, and then just swing, I don't know, 4 times in a round.
Yeah, for sure.
Although,
and bubble snare plus Geyser Mage is plenty of tempo. And 3 Geobeats. I mean, those are some heavy landfallers. Would you run?
It is interesting though, right? I mean, I would run. You're gonna ask about the Cleansing Wildfire if I have to guess.
Exactly.
I would run Cleansing Wildfire just for the, and for the 3rd Morauk trigger, right? The 2nd Morauk trigger.
Oh, absolutely, yes, of course. Mui combat, love it.
I mean,
and Hellion may drop
strong points if he pulls it off, if they pull it off, but
we will see. Let's see if we can get a game at some point recorded for sure. Excellent. Shall we move on? That's a nice pull, but let's look at another. So Scott Martin, we think, built the red-white warrior.
Yeah, definitely.
Picked up the Lord. Has picked up some equipment in the end. Kite sail, knife, axe. Axe, of course, loves its home in the warrior deck. Stopped media picking up a 4th bubble snare. Oh, Scott. But would media run 4 bubble snares? I don't know enough about media. I feel like he liked bubbles from the picks.
There is something as too much bubbles, right? I mean, that's definitely going to be a thing. I think Scott's going to go a long way here with a nice red-white deck.
Yeah, and it's got some outside. So Spark Mage and Spellcraft will pick up beyond the usual warrior thing, right? Because we've got a pack beast as well. So and some rogues as well. So I think Spark Mage and Spellcraft have a home here, whereas in a straight up red-white warrior deck they might not.
No, I think he technically is a little bit light on warriors, to be honest.
Let's see where we're at. They've got the
Charger,
and then Ambusher. Pack Beast, of course.
No, is Ambusher warrior or is it rogue?
Warrior.
Oh, is a warrior. Okay.
So Pack Beast to be a 3rd. Beast. Then you've got Champion, War Leader, so we're up to 5. Scorch Rider's a warrior, 6. So you're right. And Colossus at the top end is a warrior. 7 warriors, but some of them at the higher end of the curve. I mean, this is the deck that's sad it didn't get those bug catchers, right? Because that's a 2/2 trample warrior on the face, even before you start throwing in a few, clerics and wizards and stuff to pump them up a little more.
They managed to pull that one expedition champion, which I think in a red-white warrior deck is really critical, because that thing hits like a house the moment you get your lord down as well.
Yeah, Meanthral's complaining didn't see a bug catcher either. The table was cruel. In fact, there may not have been many bug catchers actually. Did we see? So media got 1, and then let's quickly hop through and see if anyone cut them.
Nope.
Ambusher there, but no bug catcher. No bug catcher.
Nope.
No bug catcher. Nope. So there was only, 1 bug catcher in the entire pool of 24 packs?
I think there only was 1.
That is ridiculous. Yes, Jinx says it's a Boros house party rather than Boros warriors we're looking at for Scott.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
They are bringing the house here rather than just warriors.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I
Well,
would love to know what that undo inversion is going to do, whether he's going to put that in the deck, and if he's ever going to not play it as a land.
yeah, I mean, I suppose what I've seen people talk about in the pick build section is Ondu Inversion you may only play once in a blue moon, but having it in as a land for the one occasion you might need to spend it is nice. But I would be surprised if it was played for its spell side. I've not yet seen it myself.
I mean, if the red-white party deck has ended up being on turn 15 where it has 8 white mana and it wants to wipe the board, then I think it's in trouble anyway.
Yeah, too true. Too true.
On the other side, if you see it coming and you can keep it 1 or 2 turns, right, they have the means to just undo inversion and offload their hand the next round and have another board standing there. So who knows? Could be a thing.
Could be. Yeah. Well, let's hop over the pod and look at Meanthral's red-white deck while we're talking
Yeah.
red-white. So
Clearly white-red.
Yep, for sure. So got a lot of warriors in the 2 slot, double vanguard, double ambusher. So of course, getting a couple of those out will make some things harder to block, which doesn't hurt, and has them all of the Skyclaves, which is beautiful in a white deck. Absolutely, that's
Has the Maul and the core Blade Master, right?
Okay,
I mean,
so
it has
here's
the Blade Master as well for the double strike.
My bold question for you would be: do you think that Meanthril will drop Malakir Rebirth and Ravager's Mace in their red-white deck and splash for the Mace?
I would.
Okay. We'll see if Meanthril does. It seems like a sassy proposition, and Phoenix Swarm's not bad either.
The challenge with the mace is, right, it gives menace, but it needs the party team again, right?
It does need a party team, so that's the question of whether or not things like the 1-drop cleric and the relic robber, of course, will go in as a rogue. So yeah, do you build a little bit of off warrior stuff in Meanthral's deck to get maximum value from the mace if you do splash it?
That's a tricky one, to be honest. I would have probably liked one more MDFC to be able to splash it as well.
Yeah.
Because it is going to sit in your hand if you don't do anything with it.
Yeah, and you don't want.
Although there's not and what's the re-equip on it? I don't have that from top of my head.
It's 2 black-red. So yeah, big ask to re-equip the Ravager's Mace.
Yeah, and then there's also not the one white instant combat trick that lets you equip, because that's a nasty thing as well.
That's the 2/2 pump, isn't it? I don't know the name of that card off the top of my head.
Neither do I.
Yes, but I know which one you mean.
Resolute Strike, by the way.
Well done. Straight in there. Resolute Strike, lovely. Okay, so we've got two Boros aggro people at the table. So, right. Let's have a look. We were cycling around the pod, weren't we? Lecky is our other black-green person at the table. We did see, didn't we, in pack 1, Lecky was almost all 5 colours, was staying very open.
Yeah.
And we see all those colours scattered through here. So let's try and hone in on it. There's another Geopede. So we had 4 Geopedes in the pod, didn't we? Of which
we did quite a lot indeed.
If you're running blue-black here, what are you doing? Taborax and the Null Priest are your big black cards.
I assume you mean green-black, right?
Green-black, sorry, yes, green-black. Yeah, you've got Taborax and Null Priest. Yeah. Shadowcat doesn't mind some sacrifice and counter stuff going on, so the Muck Lords are slightly above average commons in this pool.
Yeah, I think you need to lean into that.
Survivor. It's a shame there weren't more counter reward things. You want some constrictors to give your creatures menace. And of course, if you were like Xiaolang in the first round, getting double Grakmore, that would have a home in this pool for sure.
Yeah, but getting double Grakmore is not in the normal realm, right?
Rare event, absolutely. That is Christmas thinking. Yeah.
It is interesting to note, though, that Lekke has always been in green so far. So assuming they're going to do it here as well. Red, green, black, red. So they did look into getting some red here as well. So there seems to be a inclination for red, but not going to end up there, I think.
No. Lekke will be disappointed not to have the 4 royal eruptions they had in round 1. When you're building removal, that's a delight, isn't it? Okay,
it is.
Rogue Bagel, we did see settle into that kind of blue-green run, didn't they? So we've got Throne of McKindy, the kicker land. They picked up a Ruin Crab and have got a bunch of kicker spells here in the slots. But one Risen Riptide is a kicker payoff. Sadly,
This is a
I tell you what,
really, really hard one to figure out something here,
yeah,
right? I mean,
I've
what are you
just
going to do here?
I have just realised that this pool, this entire pod, didn't get one Rooster Drakes. 24 packs, no roosts. So that's going to make
No.
things slightly more interesting. Another uncommon we saw nothing of. Scott and Meanthril concur. They think that this deck's going to end up banned, running Yasharn.
Yeah, I think so. You will have to, right? I mean, you have enough Reclaim the Wastes, the Root Grazers,
Absolutely.
and then Yasharn to get your fixing.
And Mantle likes being 3 colours.
Yeah, yeah.
So...
It's actually a good green color deck, a good 3-color deck that I've seen. I mean, they would love to have a little bit more bombs, but if they end up getting to the end, Canopy Bailet is going to do some work for them as well, I think. Nissa Zendikon can do some work as well. And obviously the Quallen Barons is going to be a house, right? I mean, just sit there and go for until it's a 10-10 and it just
massive.
obliterates something. Is there any way to give it trample, right? What gives trample? Oh, did she end up with a... No, they did not. That is sad. They would have killed for one of those, I forget the names, Carl Connolly's, to give trample to something that has...
They all went here, right?
Yeah.
So they were going the wrong way around the pool for Rogue Bagel.
It was hard to pass those. I think each time I saw one, there was something else. I wanted a little bit more, but I was like, oh no, I'll get one eventually. Maybe one will wheel.
Alas and alack.
Alas.
Okay, so yeah, that looks like an interesting pool. Who's left? I think we've got Xiaolang, don't we, for the last deck we're looking at, and then maybe Mathcore. So Xiaolang, we settled on white black, not doing the cleric thing that we know and love, but has plenty of Celebrants, Blight Priests, and the good old attended healer to get some life gain, life ping, token making stuff generating.
Yeah, there's also Yasharn sitting there that someone else would have loved to have. There's a Moshpit Skeleton sitting there that someone else would have loved to have. So that's and that Rolling Regrowth that's sitting there that someone else would have loved to have. So Xiaolang has also been really good at picking up some of the flies for the others.
Love it. So my bold question to you: if Xiaolang is mostly black-white but has a green-white and a green-black uncommon, do you splash green at all for either of those, or not?
I think neither the Moshpit Skeleton, which only recurs if you put counters on something, nor the Yasharn is worth the splash, to be honest.
Not doing stuff that this deck wants, so wouldn't expect to see it.
No, I don't think so either.
Great. That's good. I ask you those questions.
They did pick up the pathway now as a nice dual color land for them as well, which is good for their deck. So
that's right. Yes, the black-white rare land. Let's assume they won't be running base camp.
No, I don't think anyone would be running base camp in this plot, to be honest.
My heart bleeds every time I play someone dropping base camp. And Mathcore.
I mean, even the card is not bad if it wouldn't come into play tapped, right? I mean, I can see it be pretty okay in some of the party decks, but it freaking comes in tapped. I mean,
it's a tragedy.
Yeah, someone in R&D really didn't pay attention there. I mean, even Tournament Grounds comes in. I mean, your love and end of life ride in Eldraine, even Tournament Grounds, which is not overall seen as a good card. At least it doesn't come into play tapped.
That's right, and Unknown Shores, of course, with the mana fixer from Theros is an untapped gold land.
Yeah, indeed. Right. That one too.
This one's a struggle, for sure. Okay, Mathcore is blue-black, not rogue. Just doing a kind of blue-black kind of control thing, right? Dominations, grasps. Into the Royal, could do that glorious 6-mana Royal Mage picking up into the Royal, which always makes me want to bogue.
Or Royal Mage pick up another domination, right, and redo this whole damn trick again.
Yeah, that's nice. That's real nice.
Some good card draw as well with Skycave Plunder there. So this is going to be a strong contender, I would say. The Wind Robber there to get some early mill if they have to with the golems.
You bet. Yep. Some blood prices and field research if they want to get some draws on as well. That does not look too bad. Yeah, cool. Alright, so I've just had a message from Murph saying that the deck lists are being submitted. The bracket will only go up once all decks have been submitted, of course. 6 of 8 so far. Great, excellent. Well, let's see, what else do we have to talk about in the meantime? Because we've now had a quick wheel around all of the decks.
So let's do it like this. Predictions for who's going to win this. I mean, this is obviously not a question you want to answer with everyone else listening and being on mute, but
hey,
based on the decks, who are you going to give it to?
Yeah. So, based on the results, of course, you would say up to date Xiaolang is the person to beat, going 3-0-3-0.
Yep. For sure.
My bold pick is that Media sweeping the third round after squeaking in the cut both rounds 2 and 3. That would be interesting to see. I feel like Media's kept his powder dry until this third round. So let's have another quick look at Media's deck. I think, this has got something going on. You've got the snares and some Riptide and some Geopede stuff. I think there is a deck here that could go the distance, and Morag could really do some damage. So, yeah, although on paper, Xiaolang having gone 3-0-3-0 is a strong pick, I think Media could surprise people here, and strikes me as the sort of person who can bring it home.
I would agree, but looking at the decks, right, Xiaolang drafting a pretty good Orzhov deck there.
Orzhov deck, yes.
I mean, it doesn't have all the traditional Clark payoffs,
but it's got,
and everybody has heard us say this, and it's the open deck list, so people will be aware of that and not make the mistake of thinking it's clerics. But
it's still got plenty of
this can do some work, right?
Yeah.
This can do some work.
You keep saying it's not clerics,
but it really is. Clerics. Yeah, it's just counting them up.
The life gain and the ping it's all there.
Yep, 1,
There's nothing
2,
missing.
3, 4, 5, 6.
There's one thing missing. It's a relic vial, but that would just make it gross versus a good cleric deck.
And I think, again, we only saw one of those in the entire pod, and who did it end up with? Someone who's not running it, if I remember rightly.
I don't think we saw a vial, to be honest.
I think we saw one. I'm going to go fishing for it. No, there's an amulet.
Well.
Did we see?
We did see one vial, I think.
Let's. Maybe axe. I may have to stand corrected. You're right, Magicstar. Amulet, but not vial. So yeah, that is the one thing Xiaolang was missing, but cannot blame anyone at the table for taking it off him. So, okay,
no,
but no, strong. Indeed. You're right. 3-0-3-0, strong deck. Definitely the pundits pick.
Indeed.
So, Jinx proposed that Math could be running mono blue here. There are enough blue cards to run mono blue. The question is, what do you think of that, Magicstar?
Mono blue here, right? So are there enough? 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. That's 20 playables with an amulet and 2 golems. Nah, that's really scraping by, right? I don't think he made it on playable.
I think he might be playing like maybe 4 black cards max almost.
Okay, so blue with a teensy black splash.
Yeah, very small.
That might be a thing. I mean, you're not picking up the cyan here for that. So there's not a lot of things you really want to be in blue for, right? So you would just slam in that MDFC for no good reason other than having it. Feed the Swarm for the removal. Demon's Disciple and a Blood Priest.
Maybe 2 sneaks just for the rogueness as they're turned on.
Yep, and if you run the Grasp and the Golem, you've got the mill. So Skitter Sneak does like these 3 drops being in the deck. Interesting.
That might be a consideration.
Bold.
I hope Jay has already submitted his deck and that we didn't give him a lot of hints just now. But
Rogue is talking up Rogue's Ruin Crab. Do not underestimate the power of the crab, says Rogue. So we'll see if Krabby gets off. Did we see 2 in the pod? I think we saw 2 in the pod, didn't we? I'm just trying to remember if another Ruin Crab showed up. Or was there just
there was another one.
No, I think there was only one.
There was just the one. Just the one. So Rogue is the blue player holding the crab. got the claws.
And indeed, right, they have the crab, they have the 2 Reclaim the Wastes, they have the Yasharn, so they're not going to run out of land drops anytime soon. So
no
this would be the deck for it.
Yeah, interesting stuff.
It's going to be interesting, right? I mean, the 1 crab is in essence, I mean, turn 1 crab is basically just hit up on the spot and stop what you're doing, right? But if it comes down mid-game and you don't get the lands, 1 is not enough, right? So you really need to get that lucky one-off crab. The question is there going to be this one blowout 1-1 for the final spot where Rogue rips off a crab first pick and someone just goes groan on the other side of the table?
Too true. It could happen. The dream could be real.
It could be.
So yes, Ryan is in chat saying it's tough to pick for someone to root for. And that's true. The good thing about these people being fun to play with is that we don't necessarily have a golden child to root for.
Oh, definitely not. It was also not a nice question of me to put you on the spot there, Card, to pick a favorite, right?
Pundits always have to draw a line in the sand. So yes, I mean, going through the list, Xiaolang's the one to beat. Meidi is the one who's squeaked into round 3 but could pull an upset easily on people, so that's cool. We've got some strong decks outside it. Murph's the host, of course, and if it would be, we can all shout rigged and hoax if Murph wins round 3, because it's nice for the organizer to win, but it always seems a little
Yes,
shonky.
we will all shout that.
But there are good decks outside it. So Scott recently went Mythic. We just saw in the in Dexplanations, I think, or Arena General, Scott's Mythic 236 in the ranked pool. So these are good players. That's why they've made it through to round 3.
We have to wonder for Scott, right? Is he going to do the LSV thing by just casually getting Mythic and then just playing Among Us the rest of the night and not really worrying about his 2-round picks?
Yeah, totally casual. But we can also be suspicious of Scott because Scott's an Among Us fan. So very suspicious.
Very suspicious. Very suspicious.
Cool. Excellent.
We have one more thing to ask, right? I'm not sure where we are on the deck submissions, but we have one more thing to ask. I mean, Jay has had a really good track record of submitting good names for his decks based on what we've seen in the explanation so far.
Right.
So
can anyone come up
with
a
witty
name that Mathcore Jay will name this deck? Because yes, what was the round 2 deck was called Rise and Fall because it had landfall creatures and some birds that picked up the land, I think. So very good. We've got decks coming in on the GoVitational thread, so if people hop over to GoVitational Pod 1, they can see the builds people have actually made. What I might do
is we want to take a quick look there one by one to see if we were right in our drafting and
why
in
not?
our...
What I'll do is I will stop sharing the OBS window and we will cut to Discord where we can look at GoVitational draws and we'll look at one by one. So I will stop sharing here and I will change the recording to pick up Discord instead. This is going to take all of my nous, which I do not have much of. So stop streaming here.
I like the voiceover over how we're going to do this.
Yeah, and then I will switch window capture to Discord. There we go. And we're now looking at my Discord thing. So let's, one by one, starting with Rogue Bagel's deck.
And then if you can actually stream it to Discord as well, so not just look at OBS at Discord, but stream it at Discord, unless you want me to look at I can just look at the pod myself as well, what's easier. I'll just look at the...
Yeah, hop over to pod 1 and we'll just look at the images one by one, but we'll keep talking in it, obviously, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I have got the first image up, which is Rogue Bagel. And as people predicted, Rogue Bagel is Bant Colours, is running Yashara and Root Grazer and Reclaims. Yep, looks like a good Bant Colour deck. Only the one MDFC, so he's got Crawling Barons and Throne of Makindi as well. What do you think about Throne of Makindi being in here? Lots of kicker
I was going to say, the hot take here is Throne of Makindi, right? I mean,
could you end up mana screwing yourself having that in your deck?
Well, I've seen it used. It's great effect against me, and I mean, it gives you colorless mana, so it sucks in your opening hand. But there is we said, right, this deck has all the fixing it needs with the Reclaim the Race, Root Grazers, and the Yasharns, right? And if you can get some counters on it and power out something big, but what are they going to power out, right? Except for the Sentinel, the Royal Mage. Well, the Royal Mage, Field Research, into the Royal, of course, and the Geyser Mage. So there's a few things they can power out there with Throne of McKinley, but it's definitely an interesting pick to put it in.
Yeah, there's plenty of kicker stuff here, so it's churlish for me to suggest it doesn't belong in this deck. And you're right, the fixing is there that you don't have to panic too much. I think you only worry if you're opening a hand, your two or three lands are Barons, McKinley, and a Plains. Then you're mulling, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's interesting, right? Take note that they put in a double Plains, because one you need to cast your Yasharn, and then the one you get from your Yasharn to make sure your land drops keep coming.
Fetch up the second one. You bet.
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, let's move on. That's Rogue's deck. Lekke is running black-green. We see, a fairly standard black-green kind of attritional deck. We've got Blood Beckoning to recur some cards. Got Feeds, Vanquish. The Mind Drain kind of feels slightly out of place in this deck, I guess, but otherwise...
I'm a big fan of Mind Drain. It came up in limited resources yesterday as well in the podcast. I'm a big fan of Mind Drain, especially mid game. Right, we've seen it on stream a couple of times. I don't think Ryan really loves this card to be used against him. If you're just holding 3 picks and it gets stripped 2 out of your hand, I mean, you're in a sore spot.
It hurts those people who are looking to kick stuff, right? Because you know they're holding that stuff to kick it, and bang it goes. So. Okay, so we got a black.
This looks pretty nice. I mean, removal tribal, some heavy dudes to pick it up, and
as you predicted, they're not Jund. So I think that was one of the questions that came up, and the answer is no.
Mind Drain also hurts wizards because they don't do a lot of tricks.
Absolutely, they want that mana.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on from Lekke, we've got Meanthral's Red-White Beast. Is running a Kite Sail. So they've got Maul and Kite Sail to give their creatures flying.
Yep, and equipped with the Core Blade Master, right? I mean, I've seen Kite Sail come down on something and then get double strike against me. Then I wasn't a happy camper at that point in time anymore.
Yeah, no kidding. And as Jinx said, it's the Boros House Party. This is not your warrior build. You've gone for the Grand Slam. Relic Rob is your rogue. I think otherwise you're rogueless, aren't you? Yeah. Rogueless.
But you got Commander, so that's good.
Yeah, you want the full party. So let's hope that Relic Robber lives and gets the party started.
And good to know, right? No splash for the mace. We were doubting that a little bit already. I was enthusiastic about it, but I think I'll have to give Meanthril to be the better man than I and don't run it.
I think you were sufficiently circumspect about it. You're being harsh on yourself. I think you said, it's going to be hard to run and hard to re-equip. It is expensive to re-equip, and I think this deck doesn't need it. You don't want to be sinking your mana re-equipping a mace, rather than getting bodies out and trying to run them down, right? So, you were sufficiently circumspect, I think.
Yep, I agree.
Moving on, the next Red-Whiter, Scott M. And again, we have a deck that it's running some wizards and some rogues as well. The other Relic Robber made it into the Red-White deck, so we've got both Red-White players running Relic Robber.
Yeah, and the Onduran version made it in, although Indeed. I guess as a land.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see whether or not we catch sight of it being cast, but I would say probably not. No. They ended up with a sheaf of MDFCs compared to other players. We saw a lot of players with maybe 1 or 2. I count 5 MDFCs in this deck.
5 here and then nothing in the board. So
yeah, excellent. So looks like running a 19 land pile here, which sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds very good.
Sounds good for low to the ground.
Yeah, and Hellion.
Interesting to see.
No Tazim Raptors.
No Tazim, no. I don't think it needs. Well, they didn't even have one, right? But I don't think this one needs it.
He does have a Hellion.
One Hellion, yeah, that's right. That's the one way to pick something up. We didn't see a lot of Tazim Raptors in the pod. I was just thinking about that. Not many. Certainly not many.
No.
Xiaolang.
And your Teeterbrink Ambusher will definitely want a little bit of a push, right? You want to have some mana available for that Ambusher to get pumped.
For sure. Moving on to Xiaolang. Is our black-white, as expected. And as you wisely predicted, won't be trying for green because it wasn't doing anything, those uncommons in the sideboard. So, 3 MDFCs here. The build separates removal from creatures, which is one way people structure their builds?
I like
actually,
it like this.
2 MDFCs. One is just a land.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah,
Yeah.
one double-faced land and 2 MDFCs. Sellsword is a 2-drop. So
Yeah, so that's indeed going for that little bit of that party together, and that's right? I mean, Emiria Captain, Shepherd of Heroes.
Yeah.
Both of these are going to be nice. The
chose types over the links. Has gone aggressive
Yeah.
and types over defensive. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's perfectly reasonable. And practice tactics is in the main deck, because you're always expecting that to drop for between 2 and 4, right?
Ooh, hot pick there. What do we think about Jerboa being there?
Jerboa is Jerboa in the board? Or
No, Jerboa's in the main.
It is.
That
right.
little mousy here.
Yeah. What in the sideboard would you put in instead? Is the question.
So I'll come out and say that I'm not a big fan of the Jerboa. So in this place, I would put in the Outrider. It's a 3/3. It's not a warrior, and
types.
it buffs.
Yeah, it's got
It
types.
buffs based on your party, and you have a little bit of a party sub-team going on here.
Okay, so that's Magicstar's hot take. No mouse.
I can see Outrider. I might do Spare Supplies also in that spot. Get a little bit more draw power into that.
Supplies for draw, because there's no draw. Oh, there's blood price, so one bit of draw engine in this. Okay, moving on from Xiaolang, let's look at a Murph, who is the other black-green at the table. We've got removal in Thirst, Bite, Strike, Vanquish, Deadly Alliance, so plenty of your expectation on removal. Top end is Thwart to recur, Veteran Adventurer for your party type, and Stomper to pick up your MDFCs. Of which there
This is actually a pretty damn good deck by how it came together now.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, this is good top end, lots of recursion, removal, no priest to get something back. Obviously, the Thwart to get something back. Yeah. Is there enough for the Thwart though to get back? Because it needs to be the type, right?
Yeah, I think there's types in the board, right? You've got rogues and clerics. You've got your pack beast. You've got a bunch of warriors running 2 Marassa brutes.
And 2 wizards and
2 wizards in the vision.
Is the ascetic something?
They're clerics.
Okay.
So yeah,
so
you've got warriors,
loads of things to get back also on the top end.
Warriors, wizards, rogues, and clerics. Boom, 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 boom.
And the veteran adventurer at the 5/5 is also obviously a party peep,
right.
so,
so in the
he's going to be able to get back.
A pretty impressive black-green party build here for Murph.
I would make one small change to Murph's. I would cut Reclaim for the second strike.
Reclaim for another subtle strike because you're not looking to fix. Yeah, I concur. That would be
exactly.
Yeah. So let's see if they side that in. We'll ask Murph after some games if that happened. Media is our red-blue person at the table. Triple Geopede and Jace in the 3 slot. Has put both Riptides in. Magicstar. Thoughts?
And all his bubble snares, right?
Yeah, triple bubble.
Triple Geopede, triple snare.
Yep, triple bubble.
But look at it, right?
Triple bubble, double Geyser Mage. So that's your 5 kickers for Risen Riptide?
Yeah.
Just 5. That's a little on the low side for me, I'd say, but
yeah,
respect.
But I think the Riptides are definitely there to hold the fort, right? I mean, and just imagine how gross it's going to be if you can bubble snare on a turn where you're also getting a land down with Marauk and you have those 2 Riptides coming in for 10 a swing.
Hot damn, yeah.
Also,
nasty.
Even without kicker costs, the Riptides can still swing with the Minotaur.
Yep.
Because they'll get pumped for the Minotaur.
Yeah, that's true.
They get +1/+0, so they're 1/5s running into people. Mathcore is blue-black, has separated creatures from spells for us, is running the Relic Amulet. So let's see, they've got Royal Mage, Anti-Cognition to Royal Feed the Swarm, double Geyser Mage. They've got plenty of wizards as well as instants and sorceries. So the Relic Amulet definitely has a home here.
Ooh, hot pick here is the double Anti-Cognition, right? I mean, yes, it's good in the early game to get something of the to nope something, but ooh. This is going to be really draw dependent, I think, whether this comes out right or not.
Double Relic Golem and Glacial Grasp, they should mill to 8, and then Anti-Cognition becomes a hard counter with Scry. I accept it's only for creature spells, right? So Anti-Cognition is very conditional, but limited is made up of creatures. So Anti-Cognition could become a hard counter fairly quickly.
I think he wanted it more for the Relic Amulet, though. He has 15 triggers for it.
Yeah. Relic Amulet's got a lot going on here. It's definitely got gas. But I think Anti-Cognition, if there's a home for the deck, he's made a home for it here.
What I find strange is the Squids didn't make the cut.
The Squids did not. Yeah, they're in the board.
Because they could be very good here.
Yeah, with only 4 creatures coming in on 2.
3.
So, 2 Raw Mage, Wind Robber, and Malakir. So I'm counting the 1-drop as well. Early creatures, not many. You're right. They have to survive to turn 3, and then start dropping some bigger bodies.
This is basically right. If they survive and if they can get a couple of spells off and keep the board clean with a good block, with a Royal Mage and with some work of the amulets, the moment they're at 8 and those Relic Golems start pounding you, those Low Mage dominations are going to go online. This is going to be a house.
The Low Mage's dominations are going to be so cheap.
I'm very, very interested how this is going to play out against some of the red-white aggro decks we have, because this doesn't match up properly to that. But if they can stabilize, then it's basically game for them. But
okay, so we are hoping that Mathcore runs up against Meanthril and Scott.
Well, if I was Mathcore, I would have stopped the Squids and side into the anti-cogs.
So,
yeah, it's not a bad idea either.
The bad news for us is with the bracket up, Mathcore is not playing Meteor or Scott.
Mathcore gets to play against Bagel.
We've got a Murph playing Media, so that's black-green versus red-blue. Meanthril versus Xiaolang, the red-white aggro versus the black-white cleric. We've got Mathcore J, who is our blue-black against Rogue Bagel, who, remind me, is our banter. Yeah,
yes.
Our banter. And then we have Leke versus Scott M. Scott M was our red-whiter, and Leke was our other black-greener. So, should we have a quick Magicstar? What do you think about who do you think's likely to win in these matchups? From the top, Murph in black-green against Media in red-blue.
Those are 2. I'll let you guys do it.
I think that I like that both decks go a little bit on the late side, right? I with all that removal going on, I have to give this one to Murph, I think, but it's not. It's
Yep, not out of the realm of possibility that the red-blue deck can run this down. So yeah, okay. I think that's a close call. I think it's not strong one way or the other. So let's move on to another one. Meanthril versus Xiaolang.
I am giving this one to Xiaolang, I think.
I think Mathcore's in trouble.
I agree. I think Xiaolang has got something that will crush the long game, and if it gets going, it's going to run over even the red-white deck. So I think Meanthril's definitely got the uphill battle in that bracket.
I think Cleric's like the perfect counter to the red-white deck. Yep. It's just going to run into a lot of big walls and be stuck.
And
this is going to be if Meanthril draws the God draw, right? I mean, if he comes out with a Core Blade Master on 2, manage to get a Maul on something on turn 3, it's going to be horrendous.
That's right, but otherwise, a little bit of life gain goes a long way.
I easily see him steal one game, but he needs to basically God draw 2-3 games in a row, I think, to get past the Clerics.
Excellent.
Hey, guys, check out the GOvitational pod. Mathcore agrees.
There you go. Meanthril knows. Mathcore J against Rogue Bagel. So that's our black-blue deck with the double anti-cognition against our Bant Landfaller. How do you feel about that, Magicstar?
That's going to be a very interesting match, right? I mean, because the landfall deck is not going to be quick. It's going to be inevitable. It has inevitability, right? But the blue-black deck has inevitability as well.
Yeah, it's an inevitability of another factor. And, of course, can steal some key parts of Rogue Bagels with the dominations.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be the weak side, right? If a good play steal on the Ancient Green Warden, that's a big steal to ask for, right? But looking at it, there's quite some flying in the blue-black deck. There is not so much flying, anti-flying in the...
Bagels. Yeah, no broken wings, I don't remember.
In the sideboard one, no, not even in the sideboard. So no broken wings.
Tough.
So that's going to be a tough one. I think if blue-black gets online, then it's going to go to the other deck. Although there is the Rune Crab, right? I mean, never underestimate the Rune Crab.
I think I need to get lucky here.
Hey, the game is a lovely mix of luck and skill, as we all know. All right, Lecky against Scott M. Our other red-white player in Scott M.
Lecky with the green-black deck. Yeah, I'm still there. Green.
So Lecky was our other green-black, weren't they?
Yeah, Lecky is with the green-black deck, and then Scott M is with the... I think I am going to give this to the green-black one, but it's going to be a toss-up, and Lecky is for sure going to steal a game.
All right, I will go against you in this one, and I'll say I think Scott's going to take this one. So we've got our own horses for Pod 4. I think we're in agreement on set 2 and 3, I think, and Murph versus Media. You were unprepared to commit. So looping back, do you still feel unprepared? You're allowed to say yes.
Was that me or not? Sorry, I missed that.
For you, do you think Murph or Media in the first bracket, or are you still unprepared to commit?
No, like I said before, right? I think I'm going to give that one. Yeah, no.
See, that's what you said first time, which is why I'm asking you to commit.
I'm influenced by Media's own comments, but I'm going to give it to Murph. I think his black-green shell is going to be easier to handle than
you're right. It's a strong shell.
Media's one.
All right. Well, I'll take the counterpoint then, and I'll back Media. He can be my dark horse for the win. So I think we're in agreement on
Media's
sets 2 and 3.
deck a lot.
Yeah.
I like his deck, even though he hates it. But I think Murph might have the perfect removal in the perfect spots to get him.
In a tight spot, Murph may well have an answer. But I'll back Media as my dark horse then. And so what have we got? Yeah.
I'll be open to a little bit of a personal bias here as well. I mean, Media stole my game in the first Gravitational, but
if Media wins, you become a transitional champion. So you want to be rooting for the person who beat you. All right, I'm going to navigate away from the bracket, and we'll see what people are talking about. I'm just scrolling around. So I think we've got no one who is immediately playing. So I think maybe we'll cut transmission there, shall we? And call that a day.
Actually, it looks like Zalong and Metal are playing.
Let me at them and see. At Zalong, at Meanthril, if you are planning to play now. Is either side willing to stream?
If you read the party commentary, it looks like they're about to play already.
I'm just atting them to see. Obviously, the other shouldn't want. Let's hop to draft room. Yeah, that's good.
Meanthril is going to pull it up, so that's nice. I'll do this set of games, and then I'm going to...
Yeah, good stuff. Let's do one and then call it a day, because we have been recording for 1 hour and 22 minutes, and there's more fun to come. So when Meanthril starts sharing, I will make sure that's up. At the moment, people are just having the pleasure of viewing my Discord window. So let's talk in the downtime to make sure that it's not a complete waste of time for anyone. Although, of course, this is going up on YouTube, and people are going to be able to fast forward.
They're already in the thick of it.
They are amidst the mess. And
this is just a beating.
Meanthril is beating down Xiaolang. The relic robber obviously went off early. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like we've got a game 1. Tough gig. Alright. So we see Meanthril's hand. Can drop cards.
Easy detail here, right?
Is it Royal Eruption to the face? And that's game.
Yeah, and then 2 pings. That's game.
Yeah. Okay, on to game 2. Let me just check. This is very loud. You can still be heard over the game audio. Magicstar.
Yeah, I can luckily, but it's indeed pretty loud on the side.
That's fine. I didn't want my hearing anyway, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So Meanthril goes to sideboard. Against black-white clerics, is there anything you bring in? There wasn't a relic vial, so Molten Blast doesn't do a lot.
So the question is here, right? Meanthril said he had to get lucky. We basically gave this to Xiaolang easily, so we're probably going to be proven wrong straight on stream here.
Indeed. But pundits don't always have to be right.
I mean, there's not going to be anything...
I don't see a lot of board options, right? practice tactics for removal?
Nah, it's party-based removal, right? So
yeah. It's very conditional removal, yeah. Yeah. Okay, Meanthral's just got a tight build. Nothing wrong with that. Compliment
no,
Meanthral's
I don't
tight
think
build.
so either. I mean, what do we do then, right? We just run it back?
Having a little flick around, but I think just repping for time.
It looks to be a friendly match, right? So you can tinker around a little bit, but I don't see a Molten Blast coming in or a Lagak. So on the red side, I think we're covered. Your pair tactics could work if we need removal, but by the looks of it, it wasn't over on the other way around. So
happy with it.
And Smite the Monstrous is probably good against something big if it ends up being there, but
yeah, run it back. They say run it back. What about this starting hand? It's a keep for me, but I'm not the greatest player. You've only got a creature on 3, but you've got removal on 2. It's a keep. I can live with that from Anthrop. Oh, what a draw!
Oh, that's rough.
Hello. So they want some more bodies to attach them all to, but otherwise they're looking alright. There's a body.
Well, there's a body.
So do you eruption the healer, or do you drop the cleric? There you go. Waiting to see what
Choice you can make any time. If you're gonna drop another clerk, right? You want to see if something big comes down on turn 3.
Of course, pressure point stops the healer getting life this turn. That's fine. And another 1-drop creature. 2 1-drops after them all is probably the dream draw, isn't it? Get the bodies down and then pass them all around.
Yeah, but are you happy? I don't think he's gonna pick up a land here. No, he's for sure not gonna pick up a land here. Are you happy with getting this back, right? I mean,
well,
I fully assume an attack is going to come in and celebrant. Ouch.
Okay, well you're gonna need them all to cut through all that life gain.
It's interesting that Caroline chose not to attack, right? I would have traded the expedition healer for the Rotisseum Raptor here anytime, but that's probably knowing the hand on the other side. But
so what about
I would have pushed that in.
Do you go banner it more? I like banner it here.
Maul gives you lifelink as well, right? Or not? Flying first strike. No, flying first strike. So it's a 4/4 in the air, right? The problem is you can almost already know that you're probably not winning the race, right? So you need to Maul because the only thing you can do is win the race.
Yeah. So has taken the line. That's fine. I'm happy with that.
And then I would send in the Raptor here, I think.
I agree. I'm happy with the Raptor going in here. And then we're looking... Oh, cagey. Very cagey from Meanthril.
Can Meanthril heal us?
Meanthril's probably not listening to the audio in the channel, I would not expect.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. Wow, we've got a Mexican standoff. So, since they fly, the cleric's kicker ability is largely meaningless.
This is going to be interesting. Yeah, that one's going to go in for sure.
Yep, and then it's the question of whether or not Raptor does as well. Thinking. We're going to see. I've forgotten Xiaolang's build, whether or not we see a Feed the Swarm or something.
It is there, right? But I would have pointed that there's a Mole like 5 turns ago if I had it.
It's only creature artifact, isn't it? So
and also sorcery.
It's only enchantment. It's creature enchantment.
Creature enchantment, yeah. So you can't target Mole with Feed.
Is Mole the artifact? Oh yeah, Mole's the artifact.
Two white artifact. Okay, so we still got a face off here. Ooh. So now the Protector can fly 2 ways. But That seems like the good old-fashioned way of doing it. Sending the protector now, and with Xiaolang has obviously run up against a lack of creatures, so the race could actually happen now, couldn't it?
It could definitely happen now, indeed.
So do you drop the cleric to get ones in, or do you keep a tap down in the bank? Keeping it in the bank.
I mean, the 1 is not going to make you win the race, right?
This is true. This is true, and I think, yeah, it looks like Mianthral's just looking to get down to the point where it kicks Eruption, seals the deal. Mianthral's taking the block. Do we see some sort of subtle strike? No, just
I was looking at the deck list as well at the moment.
So Spellcraft means that at least one of those celebrants can go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Can be kept for some other reason. Some other substantial reason.
It's rough, right? I mean, you want to have that kite sail there for whenever you don't have flying, but now the whole thing has flying on your board, so
That's right.
what do you do? Right?
So,
I mean, it's just sitting there and do nothing for you. Okay, the race is on.
yes, Mianthral has grown impatient. Oh, and is roiling as well. Yeah, goodbye,
Yep.
healer. Oh, no.
Oh,
So,
that is rough.
maybe another turn. So, still has enough mana to go, Cleric Maul.
But don't you want to kick the... Well, everything's going to untap anyway, right? So...
Yeah. What's sad about the Cleric is, it's not... So, the great thing about Ardent Veil Tactician in Eldraine is it's an instant, whereas Cleric only taps down on your turn. So, if it had instant value, it would be a lot better. So I would have gone Hardcast Cleric, attach Maul to Cleric. Well, at least he gets another bite of the cherry with another piece of removal coming into hand. Oh, he's deciding which one first. Spellcraft.
Interested on target.
There you go. Removed and his mana shorted now. That's a good time to use takedown before it becomes unproductive. And you're right, Magicstar. Now it literally is a race, and I think
It is a race.
Mianthral has the edge.
For sure. Because that Maul is just going to do so much work.
Yep, and Cleric gains a little bit of life,
Yep.
which helps in a race situation. So I think
And it's a very appropriate blocker against the Pack Beast.
Yeah, sorry, and Xiaolang's looking for another creature, really, aren't they? Yeah, and isn't finding creatures off the top. Kite Sail is lethal.
I think that is basically game, right?
Yeah.
Not sure what they have in hand, but...
Well, Mianthril upsets the pundits. Good game, Mianthril.
Nice.
Well, there
I
we
would
go.
have not guessed this outcome, to be honest.
And what do you have to say about that? I think we're both saying the same thing. Many congratulations to Mianthril there. We did say, and so did he, if I get the draws, I'm in with a shout. And that shout was had.
Definitely, yeah. Wow.
Good stuff. Right, let me hop out of this and see if we've got any other people fishing around for another game. Bagel and Mathcore are playing. Shall we see whether either of them want to share?
Was actually.
Either willing to share in live draft.
I think they're still trying to get it to work. I am going to take this moment to step out. I won't stop you from recording. You seem to have a nice audience going on there, Cart. So I would...
If we can get another game in, we will. Otherwise, we'll just kill it there. I think this is our first one, thanks to Murph. So this has to be a rough diamond. I think we've done pretty good.
I think so.
So thanks a lot for
it's
coming
looking
by,
pretty good.
talking through the picks and getting to see some games on.
Indeed. Thanks, and let's see how this goes. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks a lot, Magicstar.
Cheers.
All right, so we are trying to coax Rogue Bagel into ending the false modesty and being willing to share Rogue's side of the game. But failing that, we can axe the recording and just
He's
cut
live,
to the chase. Oh, hey, beautiful! Well done for your modesty. We've got Rogue Bagel, who was running the Bant deck, playing Mathcore, who was running the black-blue golems. So we've got Spring Mantle Cleric coming in here as a 5/6. Let's just check. Oh, Rogue is reading Discord as we talk. We should do some smack talk in there as well. So we've got a 4/4 flyer and a Geezer Mage who's just kicked Cleric. This is looking a little dire for Rogue. And we have an ocean of silence after Meanthral's sound effects from his game. So that amulet's ticking up as well. So we've got some inbuilt removal and creatures. I think this is looking rough.
Not sure this works with just one commentator. I think you need two.
Indeed. Feel free to hop on. Now we're looking for a second voice.
It does seem like Rogue is in dire straits. He's flooded.
That's right.
Can we get Wired's meme?
That's
Here
which one? Mostly Dead?
The flood. No, here comes the flood.
Well, I tell you what, Mathcore's going to have a look at these. Read them and weep.
I don't think he's too bad about it, though.
6 of a kind.
I think Proficiency in 6 lands is just fine.
Yeah, you're okay with that. That's fine. That's legit.
That just feels that the Golem has no competition.
Yeah, and it's tragic. The Golem...
Oh, it's gone.
Yeah, that is good game.
Hey, Jim? Can I give you a couple bucks to pick me up a bag of shelled peanuts?
So, game 2. We are onwards and upwards. Large type cards. What's going in? Grasp. And what's coming out? I think a Snarecaster for the Flyers. Okay, so I see what Rogue's thinking. Zendikon instead of Snarecaster. Yep, understood.
I'd probably go both.
They did seem to have a lot of birds. It's a blue thing. Shopping around. What's to go is the question. Eyeing up that Survivor.
The Royal Mage actually would be my tape to take out. There's not a ton of good things to get back with it.
Yeah, what can Royal Mage bring back? Into the Royal. Field Research. Shell Shield. Bubble Snare. Bubble Snare? Is it only instant and sorcerers? Royal Mage?
Yeah, only instant and sorcerers, so no Bubble Snare. You don't really need to bring back Reclaim, so...
What's the Riptide? So we need one more cut.
We need one more. Yeah, one more cut.
Yeah, Ruin Crab is not doing the mill? No, Glacial Grasp. Okay.
I think I was bringing more Flying Crow at both Zendikons, maybe.
Yeah, Flying Hating did look like it might do the job there.
Wish he had our broken wings for those golems, though.
That's right, but yes, another green player took... Was it Murph? Someone took about 3 broken wings in the draft, so they all ended up in 1 seat. So
yeah, Murph was more of the sideboard drafter. I like Bagel, but he might have been a little too open in the first pack.
Maybe. So yes, it looks like the Royal Mage is dropping on 2 here, doesn't it?
I sure as heck would.
Yeah.
The hand's slow too, so you need to get going. You need a plane soon.
Really looking for that planes or fixing.
Priest. That's core J should be winning the trade all day.
Okay, got to play on 4.
I think this attack is just fine by Matt.
I agree, Jinxy. I'm pleased to see that come off.
Yeah, he'll trade all day with that.
Yeah, that's fine. So we're looking like it's probably going to go Baloth Cleric unless they can find that fixing for Yasharn. Getting those hands filled up. Ah,
well,
there's a nice play.
Both of these decks like to build board.
Yeah.
How's it going?
All right. Sneak.
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
So what do you think? Do you drop? Okay, good. Yeah, playing the wizard, I guess.
I can't see the one.
Is Rogue trying to make sure he can't hear us?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure you guys can still see the screen because I hear the noises in Discord.
We can see fine.
Yeah, just get the Discord out of the way.
All is good. So, so looking to play the wizard here, I guess. Get the Baloth landfall. Drop the wizard on 5 rather than the cleric. Is wizard a 4/3?
I took the wizard, yeah. Wizard is a 4/3.
Yeah, that's fine. So play the wizard. Still looking for a land for Green Warden and a plains to get out cleric and Yasharn for value.
Well, a plains gets Yasharn out and fetches the other one for the cleric too.
Yep. Oh, look at that. Oh, hello.
Off the top.
That's the time to pull it. So yes, Mathcore obviously felt like they were getting behind, so has run Giza Mage out without kicking. Noted. So what do you do here, Jinx? Do you go Yasharn first, Green Warden first, or Cleric first?
I go land first and bait off swing. But then I go Yasharn. I will go Yasharn and get 2 lands.
Hunt up some more land, yeah.
So that when I play Green Warden, I have lands to drop for double triggers.
Okay.
That's fine.
So 1 for 1.
Great.
2 for 1. 2 for 1, nice. And then Yasharn out to fetch up, you think?
Yep. Yasharn to go fetch some lands and clean the deck out. So.
The upshot, of course, is that leaves 2 mana back for anti-cognition as well. Because I'm assuming that Rogue's graveyard is not at 8 yet.
It's not.
So there you go. Fetch up a plains and a forest. Life is good. So in a way, it's sad you've just lost your landfall creature, having fished out a bunch of lands. But this hand's got some stuff going on. And Giza Mage is kicking.
Yasharn. That's strange.
That is because that means it means you thin your lands out, right? So you end up just drawing gas. Intriguing. I would have kicked the wizard too. Well, we've got an accord there. All right. So will Yasharn drop straight back out?
I would play Reclaim without kicking it, just to make the wizard fly.
Yeah, that's right. It does put the wizard in the air. Good read. Good read.
Take that and then going up to...
And then the question, looking at Green Warden instead? If in ETB... So ETB triggers twice, right? Is that Green Warden's text?
I don't think now
there it is. Excellent.
He did it in the wrong order.
Excellent. That's all good. Gets through in the air, puts a body on the table, and has got some big cards for the next couple of turns.
I think Mathcore J is drawing a ton of lands.
Yeah, it's not looking great, is it?
And Rogue's graveyard is not ready for
Yep, so just goes with a straight attack. Yeah. Oh no, it doesn't want to trade the wizard.
No, I wouldn't want to.
That's fine. Cleric?
I think.
Yeah, get a big boy out.
I think Math needs to get that steering going on soon.
Indeed. All right.
1 mana short. There you go. Now you can still cleric.
That's what they're looking at, right?
He can't steal a big boy.
It doesn't even have a domination. Just going plunder. This is looking like it's going to be 1-1.
I don't think you get the time to plunder. You need body to block that thing.
Absolutely. Yeah, more than 1 body as well.
And there's 2 bodies, but that's just stalls.
Looking dicey.
So,
swing everything? Or do you field research first to see if you can hunt up
something
nasty?
You field research first, don't kick it. You want the wizard to fly.
Yeah, and hunt up a removal as well, I suppose, or something. If you can pull a rabid bite or something. Oh, he's kicking it.
I would have kicked it.
Yeah, that's quite expensive, right? But, if they'd got rabid bite, they could have dropped a land.
It did hurt him stuff that he tapped out the blue. He can't play squid now.
This is true. Swing the lot. Going to town. Alright. And now domination, of course, suffers the fact that all the creatures are tapped.
Yeah, I think this is game 3.
Yep. Moving on.
He
What
can
do you
still
got?
a big 5/7, but
He's doing the maths. He's doing the maths, so that suggests it could be coming. But yes,
That's
unfortunately,
right,
it's sadly too late. There it is.
Yeah, but it's still tapped.
Yeah. And Zendikon as well. On to game 3. So, Mathcore will be on... Sorry, Rogue will be on the draw. Game 3. Running it back. You happy with that? Would you have made any changes being on the draw? Or do you think the deck's got what it needs?
I still think I would have brought in the second Zendikon, though.
Yep. More reaching.
I'm a little weary of Math's flyers and Math's bigger creatures at some points. Early game.
Excellent.
Until we get out a big green water, we can't really block some of the 3/4s that well.
How's the family?
Alright, so Mathcore is still thinking about siding options, but is ready to go. The decider. Let's see what we got.
On Mathcore, I definitely want those anti-cogs in.
Yep, no doubt. Even if they're just quenches.
Rang you anybody?
Ooh,
Still.
Ouch.
Keep that.
Snap keep for reclaim, yeah?
Yeah, I would keep
Reclaim
that.
Hunt. Oh, and Island off the top. No
Never
problem.
didn't have it.
Don't even need reclaim.
Never
problem.
didn't have it. Now Math needs to kill that thing ASAP.
Yeah. Going Royal Mage.
I pass. I would surely pass here. Just leave this shell shield open.
Don't want to... of course, yes. You want to protect your Krabby.
Golem, the race is on.
Yes, the mill race begins, but Crab is 3
But the
and
crab
Mill
has
is
a head
2.
start.
It sure does. So, Squid out?
No, I go land, we claim to get an island and pass.
Nice. Playing the land game. Oh, that was all land off the top for Mathcore.
I would not even play squid. I go get an island. And if I'm rogue, I just bank on crab now. Literally, just...
Yep.
This is how I win.
Alright.
You got a shell shield. You got the mage to get back the shell shield. Crab's protected for the next 5 turns almost.
That's right. Oh, and he's gone with the body instead. So now Crab could be removed. Left themselves open.
Come on, Max, make him pay.
Yeah, we'll see if Jinx's prediction was correct. Alas, no. Body instead. So... So you like, what, land reclaim here? Just keep fishing out lands?
Yep, we'll get out in. You got plenty of forest already.
Ooh, Feed the Swarm just went off the top of the deck.
Ooh.
That's harsh.
Math needed that.
Yeah, Math will not be happy to see that one end up in the trash.
He's just going to kick that thing.
He's kick. Oh, he's kicking. Yep. Oh, that's potentially problematic. Having seen the Swarm go, is that hubris?
I think Rogue just realized that Crab is the way to victory here. No question about it. You don't care.
Sneak hits, no problem. Yeah, if Math can't remove that Crab, this is probably a good game.
Well, Math sees it. That's why he's attacking.
Yeah, I just don't think the race is going to be won, right? Oh, yep, Golem can't block. So, Rogue is obviously wanting to be chalk and cheese here, winning by mill and by face.
If that's the case, then he plays Wizard. Yep.
Okay.
Math needs to... Math does a mill. Didn't mill the robot.
Yeah, he's not been using the Golem to mill. Has
there you
Mathcore.
go. There you go. Okay. There he goes.
There we go. I thought maybe they missed a round last time, but they may still have had summoning sickness.
No, it was sick.
Okay. So sneak or sneak
Map's
through.
trying to force the damage in because he has to.
That's right. Time is of the essence.
The mill waste is not going to go for math.
Ooh, there's Baloth.
I don't think Balos needed even. The uncontested crab just wins the game on its own.
That's right. It's just thinning that deck. We'll get a count at some point, I'm sure. There'll be a little hover over. There it is. 4 more lands. Or less.
Three more lands.
3 with the draws, yeah.
Don't forget. Yep, the draws.
Yep, you know, you want to keep that shell shield well up now, don't you? You're thinking, thinking what you're thinking. Shell shield, hexproof, raw mage, bring it back, cast it again.
A uncontested crab needs 9 lands to win the game.
Ooh, that's a
already
quick
has
race.
6 out.
Yeah, that's a quick race.
Sorry.
Okay, Golem mills again. Oh,
What's that? Okay,
into the
still
royal.
going to mill.
Of course, they're island screwed, so can't even get the draw.
Wogue, don't do it.
Thinking.
Don't waste it. Oh, he wasted it. Oh.
Yeah.
That.
Mathcore's obviously
matter.
suffering a lack of islands. Didn't even get to draw an extra card.
But he wouldn't have got the card there because it fizzled.
Indeed. Oh, yeah, that's true. It would fizzle. So, 8's in the graveyard. Golem can now start to hit.
Yeah, and Math's giving the milk race. He's just going to go for the face pound.
Absolutely.
Swing them both. No, why?
We're not attacking with Golem. Interesting.
Is he scared of the backswing?
9, 10, 11. It would only be 13. So yeah, I think a swing wouldn't have hurt there, but of course we have perfect information, so there is that.
Math's plan must be terrible because I would have swallowed that a heartbeat.
Yeah, afraid of the crackback is reasonable. What's coming back? Into the royal?
No, feed the swarm. Grab the feed the swarm.
Oh yes, it's instant or sorcery. It's not instant or sorcery with a kicker. And now you wish you had that shell shield. So royal mage, kick, bring back shell shield.
Yes. Make sure leave a blue open. So play land first, then kick it.
Yeah. Although you then have enough mana,
It won't
be hexproof. Ouch.
I would still grab it back for later, but
Indeed.
yeah.
So.
Crab is going to die now.
Ooh, this is going to be hard work for Rogue now.
I think with Crab dying, Rogue suddenly becomes back foot.
Yep. No, I agree. I think we've seen a tempo change here.
Yeah, Math's definitely got more power in creatures with the golem went around.
The beatdown has changed. So, Rogue's thinking about it. Ooh.
Yep.
Baloth can at least swing. It can do that.
Smart. This ensures that Baloth is not trading for Rogue.
Yep.
For Golem.
Bringing it back.
Yep.
And
that makes sure the trade can happen.
For sure. And the wizard. Bold proposition.
Yep, the wizard's fine now, so it's good. You gotta chump the Baloth.
Yep. That happens. Now. Feed will still eat the crab, right? Every time.
Yeah. But I think Rogue has seen that the crab is no longer a useful thing. He's going to try to go for attack also.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that's pretty good.
There it goes.
That's gotta go. 1 life to end the mill plan.
Yep.
Notice that also turned out a sneak.
It does. Yep. And Blood Priest gets in. That's 2 life. All these extra bits of life do add up in the long game.
So unless he's got a plan, I would not send the sneak.
Ooh.
He's got a plan of some sort.
Interesting.
Because Rogue can trade for the sneak and just lose 1 creature and shell shield.
Yeah. Although I suppose it's still a functional 2 for 1 because they've used the shield to keep a creature alive. But yes, gets the sneak off the board. And with Menace, that is problematic because you will need the bodies to survive.
Hopefully he can save the squid because he has landfall already in hand.
This is true. Yep. For the crackback, you're right. Let's see if they count it up.
Yeah, you definitely do it. You save the squid.
Yep,
Makes
counting
it
it up.
crap at
No, I
very
agree.
scary.
I agree. I like that line. I do like that line.
Like you said, that we have perfect vision.
You got it?
Yep. Save the squid.
Yep, and I
Ooh,
think he
what-
knew. Ooh, you're gonna.
That
Hovering
makes a
over.
little sense.
Hovering
That
over.
makes sense actually. Math wants to make sure he kills something.
Or use the shell shield next turn to make the wizard fly.
No, I use it now.
Yeah, I
Ooh.
would have used it now as well.
Eventually,
It's gone. It's gone.
no, we're
So,
working on
what's in hand? Royal Mage is just dropping as a body.
Super NES,
That's
like,
fine.
And
kind of emulator, but
Nice draw, nice
it's
draw.
not enough for lethal, is it? But it's nice to have. So do you go
assuming
Scythe Cat Landfall?
I go landfall, and I
version
bounce.
on-
I think I bounced the golem actually,
That's true. Yep, yep.
and then I swing the team.
Although you're dead to the crack back there.
No, I'm not. I got
If-
cutting mage back up still, and those guys. And one of those guys has to block.
Well, they're on 11, right? Oh no, landfall. Oh yeah, 4, 8, 9, 10. It would be 10.
We'll see.
We shall.
I would definitely might hold Bear off back, but I'm definitely sending the wizard.
I definitely, yeah. I like landfall. Yeah,
Landfall.
Yeah,
Bear off.
landfall. No, you're right. It's he has to hold the
Wizard
Baloth
can do
back.
that
Yeah,
automatically.
has to hold the Baloth back.
I still play the land though for Shell Shield's kicker cost.
You do, yes, and I would have done that too. Because now, of course,
Because
any
that's
piece of
the-
removal wins the game.
I don't think they should jump the GameCube without
Nope.
at least doing some
Okay.
work first.
Yeah, any removal there, bounce won the game.
Yeah. Okay. Obviously, wasn't holding removal at the time. Ooh.
Ooh,
Of course,
play the warning first.
Anti-Cognition's now a hard counter. And they have one still in their deck, right? Because they ran 2. So, has to be fearful of that.
I still play them on warden.
Yeah. Not Scythe Cat.
Play the warden first. If it gets countered, you play the Shell Shield to get the wizard flying.
Yep. And that at least gets a... Although, if you do that, you're dead to the crackback again. It did not get countered.
Ooh.
Oh, and you can play lands from your graveyard, of course.
Play one. Boom, boom, boom.
That was
So, ooh, double
I
landfall
would
for Baloth.
Send the 8/7. Send the 8/7.
Yeah, absolutely. Or do you cast
You
Shell
gotta
Shield
check it.
pre-combat to send the wizard as well?
No, then you die to the crap back. Because once again, you're in the position of any removal wins the game.
This is true.
I would just win the
Yeah,
8/7.
got to be circumspect and just trade a creature, well, take a creature off their table at a time.
Yep, you have Shell Shield to save your creatures for the crackback.
Yep. Interesting.
So Matt
So
has no
sending the
attacks.
Baloth.
Yep, Matt has to block this or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he has no good counterattacks.
So, yeah, looking for some way to drain life, I guess. Blood Priest party types. This is close to the wire. But like they
Did you
say,
see that-
winning on 1 life counts the same as winning on 20.
Did you see that Matt did not?
Ooh, great
there's a
time
Shell
for Shield to do the job.
Yeah, glad you saved that Shell Shield.
Absolutely. Yeah, that got mileage. More than looking after the crab.
Well, the crab's gone now.
That's right.
Now, if you're smart, you use Sapling to get the Shell Shield back again.
Yeah, Sproutling to bring back... Oh, he's just... Maths
Hold
had
on,
enough.
Bob.
And that's good game. Alright, I think we'll call it a day there.
What a luck box.
That is the way it goes. Alright.
What a top deck.
Oh, you should have heard us.
Well, thank you for streaming the games. That was great.
Oh man, I was so afraid I was going to do something really dumb.
God, you're gonna put the recording on YouTube, right?
You bet I am. I'm just about to kill
well-
the recording because it's also dinner time. So thanks for showing Rogue,
No problem.
and thanks Meanthril for streaming your one as well. That was great. But we'll kill the recording there. We can always set up Magicstar and commentators to watch other games if people want to. I don't mind getting recording going, but it was a fun evening. Good couple of hours well spent.
Yeah, that was great.
That Rogue.
Thanks all.
Our comment to just we tore you up.
You
All
tore
right.
us. You tore me up. Oh man.
You'll enjoy it. Anyway,
Okay.
thanks a lot. I'll kill the recording there and I'll get it up on YouTube. It's been good fun. Thanks everyone.
All right. Thanks.
Cheers.